Howdy, hi. This is Dear Job Sports college basketball picks and predictions for Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, so this is probably not the worst record day we've had, as I think one day we went 2-7. But in terms of me being mentally distraught after how we lost the Kent State Miami game, that was painful. I was in person at that game. Kent State up 2 points, inbounding the ball underneath their own hoop with 12 seconds left in the double bonus, mind you, and they lose the game in overtime. That was painful. Why they decided to have a 5'11" kid who had 7 turnovers on the night inbound the ball, I will never know. Why they threw it to the only freshman on the court, I will also never know. So that basically sums up the night. I did not watch any of these games, obviously, because I was at the Kent State Miami of Ohio game. So normally, I am able to offer insight and describe why I won or lost the bet. But today, I'm basically just going to tell you the score and maybe dive into the stats a little bit. But I did not get eyes on any other game besides like the final 2 minutes in the TCU Oklahoma State game. That was it. So I will recap these real quick, and then we'll get on to what we got for tomorrow. All right, so our two winners, we had Florida minus 15.5, pulling this one up. Florida won this game 79-61. Really, actually, no, they played horribly. 41% from the field, 33% from deep, 52% from the free throw line, 14 of 27. They won the rebound battle by 20, the offensive rebound battle by 16, and the turnover battle by 1. How they only scored 79 points, I have no idea. Wait, JK, yes I do. They could not hit the broadside of a barn. So they cover the number, but we don't come close to the over of 158.5. We landed 19 points short. Then the other winner, Oklahoma State plus 8.5. They should have won this game outright. Oklahoma State, largest lead of the game. Where was this? 9. They had an 8-point lead with 4.5 minutes left. TCU closes the game. They make a bucket with 10 seconds left to go up 2. Oklahoma State misses a 3, then misses a layup with like 2 seconds left. They foul. TCU goes down, makes a free throw. They win by 3. Oklahoma State's going to be kicking themselves if that is the game that keeps them out of the big dance. Needed that win because their next game is at home to Iowa State. That is a loss. Then you were at Utah, probable win. And then you have 2 losses in a row, BYU and Arizona. So that one might come back to bite them. All right, now we get to the losses. The first one, the meme pointing right to it. Miami of Ohio. This is their second win in a row where they trailed by 2 or more points under 12 seconds, and the opponent had the ball. Kent State up 2 points, inbounding underneath their own hoop, 12 seconds left. They turn the ball over. Miami of Ohio runs down the court, gets a layup. Then they have Kent State's true freshman run down the court with 4 seconds left. He takes a pull-up 3 from 5 feet behind the three-point line. That is the last guy you want dribbling the ball up the court. Again, true freshman. Why that happened, I don't know. Kent State choked this 100%. That was tough. Tough to watch. Then, now these I did not get eyes on. St. Louis, minus 10.5. I kind of score monitored this game. St. Louis had a 17-point lead with 10 minutes left to go in this game. They only won the game by 4, 81-77. I asked around in the Discord. Apparently St. Louis had like back-to-back-to-back turnovers. They missed a bunch of front end of 1-and-1s. 64% from the free throw line. They had 16 turnovers today. So they did not play well. They still win the game, but the cover was never a chance. Then we had the TCU Oklahoma State game. Almost robbed it with an overtime here if the guy could have made the layup, but he did not. This one lands at 133. And based off what I'm seeing, it really wasn't even the fact the ball was not going in the hoop. It was just the pace of play was slow. Too many turnovers. There was 28 turnovers, and the teams shot 50% from the free throw line. 5 of 10 and 6 of 12. So then that's not very conducive to an over. We already talked about the over in the LSU game. Florida couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And then Wyoming, I don't even know the final score. I checked this, and Wyoming is down 20 points at halftime. They win the second half, 47-43. They lost the first half, 38-18. So they doubled their first half score, and then on top of that, add another 11 points. How do you score 18 in the first and then 47 in the second? That don't make sense. That should be investigated. But that is it. That is how I go 2-5. Miami of Ohio is the bane of my existence. We will now get on to the picks for tomorrow. All right, we are going to go through these a little quicker because after this, I also have to do the NBA episode, which is back. So if you do not watch the NBA episode and you want to support the show and see me do this full time, you should definitely watch that video and drop a like. All right, besides that, Wright State, I'm going to lay it at home. 16.5 seems like a massive number, but Wright State is rolling. Cleveland State, not good this year. I will fade them on the road. They are not very good at basketball. Cleveland State 6-14 on the year. This is year one of head coach Rob Summers. They're 2-7 in Horizon League play. They're coming off of a win against Youngstown State. Kind of weird. Their only other win was IU Indy. That was all the way back in December. They score 79 points a game, top 100 pace, 45% from the field. This is a young team. They start 2 underclassmen, very undersized. Their starting center is 6'8", and their defense is bottom 10 in the country. Wright State 12-7 on the year, 7-1 in Horizon play, 7-game winning streak. They average 80 a game, played a bottom 125 pace, shoot at 50% from the field. This is another very young team, but they're hooping. I will back them at home. All right, next game we got. This one is probably the grossest bet of the day, but Pitt is a road favorite in conference play. I refuse to believe that should ever be a thing. I will take Boston College. It is not going to be pretty, but Boston College is coming off of a win, and Pitt lost their previous game at home to Louisville by 41 points. So there is no chance I'm taking them laying points on the road. Pitt 8-10 on the year, 1-4 in ACC play. Their only win in that was Georgia Tech by 23. They score 73 points a game, played a bottom 30 pace, 45% from the field. Their defense is one of the worst in the ACC. If you watch this team play, it just kind of looks like they're already done for the season. Head coach Capel, he is 100% going to get fired at the end of this year. I'm assuming their entire roster transfers out, and we see a brand new Pitt team next year. Boston College, also 8-10 on the year. They are coming off of their first ACC conference win. They beat Syracuse at home. Pitt versus Syracuse, I would give Syracuse a lot better rating than Pitt. Boston College, none of their stats are good. 69 points a game, bottom 75 pace, 40% from the field. This is the only game you will see me betting Boston College the entire year. I will take the opportunity. Go Eagles. All right, next game. Speaking of IU Indy, it has been, I think, over a month since we have last taken an IU Indy over. This is a great spot going up against the highest scoring team in the Horizon, playing at one of the fastest pace in the country. I will take the over, 178.5, IU Indy and Oakland. IU Indy, 5-16 on the year, 1-9 in Horizon League play. Their only win came at home against Rob Morris, 96-93. They score 85 points a game, second fastest pace in the country. They used to be first. I do not know who overtook them. I would imagine it's Alabama, but maybe I'm wrong. All they do is chuck it from deep. They make 10 per contest. Their defense is horrible, bottom 25 in the country. You know how they play. They push, they press, and they often get beat, and they allow easy layups. Oakland, 11-9 on the year, 5-1 at home so far this season. Top 50 pace, 48% from the field. They also don't play defense. They play that weird matchup zone that Campy likes to run. 309th defensive rating. I will fade that. Give me the over, 178.5. All All right, my favorite bet of the day. It is Southern Illinois catching a point and a half on the road against a team they've already beaten this year. Both of these teams have not had good starts to the Missouri Valley Conference play. Southern Illinois definitely has the better roster. I don't think Valpo's any good. I mean, the Salukis beat them by 5 earlier this season, and they did not even play well that game. I'm shocked. They are a road dog. I will take them, plus 1.5. The Salukis are 8-11 on the year, which is very surprising. They had a decent non-con. They beat High Point, UT Martin, and Little Rock. I mean, how you're 8-11 beating those teams, I don't know. They score 76 points a game, played a top 75 pace, shoot at 47% from the field. Their biggest problem is three-point shooting. They make just 5 a game at a 28% clip. Rebounding, second best in the Missouri Valley Conference. Those two things are correlated. This is a big team who likes to get to the hoop and they get to the free throw line. That is when they win the games. Their defense is top 75 in the country. They've lost 3 games in a row. This is a must-win. Valpo, 9-10 on the year. They lost, I said, earlier this season, 5 points to the Salukis, 71 points a game, bottom 100 pace, 41% from the field overall. They suck at rebounding, and they also can't make a three-pointer. So you got 2 teams who can't shoot the ball. One of them rebounds and plays defense. The other one does neither of the two. I will take the Salukis catching a point and a half. All right, then our last game, and we have 3 more, which I am betting. So you will see, oftentimes people are confused when I am not versus when I am betting these games. If it says also bets, that means I'm putting my own money on it. If it says almost bets, that means I am not putting my own money on it. What dictates me wanting to bet more games and not? Really just how I've been doing recently. If I'm coming off of a bad day, I'll try to bet more games the next day. If I'm coming off of multiple bad days in a row, or I think I'm running too close to the sun and I'm winning too much, I will not bet. So off of a bad day, I bet more. Off of 2 bad days or more in a row, or multiple good days in a row, I will relax, because then I'm probably betting too many basketball games. All right, but for the final game, we're going to take Davidson at home, laying 4.5. If you've been watching the channel the entire year, you will know Davidson was on the banned list for a long period of time. As they were up like 12 points, we were laying 4.5. 12 points with like a minute left, and somehow they didn't cover 4.5. So that was brutal. But either way, Fordham is no good. They've lost 5 out of their last 6 games. They're without 2 starters for the rest of the season. One of them hit the transfer portal. The other one is injured. They're banged up. They're small. They're young. I will fade them on the road. Fordham, 10-9 on the year, 1-5 in end-time play. Their only win came against the Bonnies, which is weird because the Bonnies are supposed to be a good team, but they have looked horrible. Fordham, 72 points a game, bottom 50 pace, 45% from the field. Horrible from deep, 28% from three-point land. They are really good on the glass, but I think that more so speaks to the easy non-conference they play. They did not play a single Power 4 school in all of their non-con. I do not think they are good. Davidson's 11-6, 3-2 in the A10. Most recently, they beat George Washington on the road by 5. They have had a week to prepare for this game. Veteran team, unlike Fordham, they score 73 a game, bottom 20 pace. They make 9 3-pointers a game at a 38% clip. If they are hitting their threes, I do not see how Fordham stays in this. All right, then our other bets for the night. I'm going to take Winthrop at home minus 9.5. Winthrop has been really hot recently. Radford's been doing decent, but I just think there's a massive skill gap between these teams. Next one, Texas catching 6.5 points at Kentucky. Kentucky has been lucky to win their last 2 games. I will fade them back at home. Rupp Arena is going to be lit. Texas have already gotten a road win at Alabama and then at home to Vandy. I do not think Rupp is going to phase them at all. And then finally, Illinois laying 18.5. Maryland's coming off of their first conference win of the year. I think Illinois should roll. All right, that is it. Hopefully tomorrow we have a better day. And that's it. I appreciate you watching and tuning in, but I will catch you in the next one. Peace.